Back with Craig Button. Craig, are the four teams still alive in the hunt for the final playoff spot? Sid and the Pens have got the best record since the trade deadline, followed by OV and the Caps, then the Red Wings, and finally the Flyers in that order. Who do you see grabbing that final playoff spot this year, Craig?
There used to be a saying in Washington as it related to the Washington Capitals that when the cherry blossoms came out, that was also what happened to the Washington Capitals come playoff time. They were out. I don't see that being the case this year. In fact, the team that has fate in their own hands is the Washington Capitals. Going into Philadelphia, a team that has to get 2 points to just keep hopes alive. I see the Washington Capitals as the team that has found a way to play really strong hockey. Charlie Lindgren has been very solid. They found ways to keep the shots down against the Boston Bruins on Monday. It won't be an easy game against the Philadelphia Flyers, but I like the Washington Capitals' chances. And I talk about that cherry blossom reference. My father worked for the Washington Capitals for 17 years, so there's a little bit of sentimental choice here with the Caps as well.
I get that. Look, the reward for whoever grabs that final playoff spot, whether it's the Caps or whoever, a first-round matchup with the Rangers, who just won their fourth President's Trophy, finishing with the best points total in franchise history. The Bruins won the President's Trophy last year after they set a franchise record for points, and they got upset in the opening round. Any chance, Craig, the Rangers could face a similar fate this year?
Gino, I would say, yeah, there's a chance, albeit a very small chance. Boston Bruins last year, the last 2 weeks of the season, they were playing for absolutely nothing. I think it reflected in their game once the playoffs began, as well as some injuries that really hindered their chances to win 4 games against the Florida Panthers. I don't see the same situation this season with the New York Rangers. They're firing on all cylinders. They've been playing for something here right up until Monday night, and now they get a chance to rest for a few days and no injuries. And yes, a team can beat them 1 game, maybe 2, but I don't see a team that qualifies for the playoffs as the second wild card in the Eastern Conference as being capable of beating the Rangers 4 times.
A little earlier, you were talking about the Boston Bruins being somewhat vulnerable going into the start of these Stanley Cup playoffs. How vulnerable do you think they are? Are they in jeopardy of getting ousted in the opening round again this year?
Well, when I use the word vulnerable, I think the jeopardy is that they get bounced in the first round. It'll be very different this year than last year. I was all in on the Boston Bruins going to the Stanley Cup and winning the Stanley Cup. And, as I just mentioned, there was some problems that reared their ugly head at the very worst times. But watching the Boston Bruins right now and understanding who they're going to play, Toronto or Tampa Bay Lightning, that's who they're going to play. And, Gino, to be straightforward with you, I will pick Toronto and Tampa Bay to beat the Boston Bruins because I think the way Toronto has been playing, the way the Tampa Bay Lightning are playing, I think they can take advantage of Boston's vulnerability. Goaltending is fine. Defense is really good. But up front, the scoring, the ability to get deeper into your lineup and score goals and really stretch a team and take advantage of that, I think that's lacking for the Boston Bruins. And I think both the Tampa Bay Lightning and or the Toronto Maple Leafs can both take advantage of that. So you're asking me right now, do I think the Boston Bruins can beat Toronto or the Tampa Bay Lightning? The answer is no.
Wow. All right. We mentioned the President Trophy winners a couple times. Well, the last President Trophy winner to advance to the conference final, that was the New York Rangers back in 2015.